Hi there. In this video, we are going to look at Hedera, Casper, and XDC. And we'll go through the key price levels, potential price trend change, and finally, we'll compare across these projects of their respective Wyckoff stages. And these are education content only, not financial advice. So, starting with the micro view of Hedera, the daily chart. Here, we see the volume kind of come down a bit. So no big commitment from either side, the bulls or the bears. Looking at the chart itself, it has come down to below the 0.087 intermediate support. So over here. Well, if we extend the line a little bit further down, okay, not all the way to where the February 6th and 2nd, those two indicative candles, where those go. I just want to extend this a little lower from this wick, okay? This long wick on 31st of January. Okay, that's help us measure, especially look at this candlestick over here, March 31st. It returned to test this line. That's a level of 0.83. Okay. Subsequently, even though the price has come down to retest, it hasn't get closer to that level. But like I said, it seems like it is going through a downtrend. It is not over yet. And there are two channel boxes that we are measuring. Because some people would argue, why not we use all the wicks? Okay, if that's the case, that's the yellow box over here. And it looks like it is pretty accurate so far, because just 2 days ago, the price came up to retest not only this short-term resistance of 0.903, it was also the ceiling of this yellow box downtrend. Okay, while the blue measures mostly these frequent activities over here. So it's biased towards the bottom, especially the closing prices. Okay, the top are still including the wicks. Of course, we can narrow it down and just focus on the close and on the closing prices. All right. Irrespective of which one you're looking, we are getting closer and closer to certain dates. But before getting to that, still remember April 16th we talked about? We said there is a slim chance that it stays above the purple and should outside, confirming the mega downtrend is over. Sometimes when we focus on the smaller trend, we lost track of the bigger trend. So if you look at what happened in the past 3 days, including today, those are red candles, and you might think, okay, it's still doing the same thing. There is an implication over here. Look at this downtrend that started in July 2025. After half a year, well, actually in almost 9 months now, around 9 months now, it is the first time 3 days ago that it broke outside of this downtrend and confirmed closing outside for at least 3 more days. Today, yes, it dropped below the 0.089 triple key level, but like I said, the volume has been staying pretty low, even if it drops further in the next few days. But as long as it stays above this yellow dash line over here, 0.083, it doesn't drop in 1 day falling back into the bigger channel, because that's the case. If that's the case, that's a fake breakout. Okay, as long as it doesn't fall back into the channel and move sideways, it is still within these two mini downtrend. However, the more likely scenario is that it is entering a sideways trading range, just that the range is too big. And there are so many things going on around the world that it looks like it is still kind of trending down. But this trend is different from the big trend over here. You see the rate of decline is significantly different. And then the sideways trend I'm seeing is this 0.077 blue key level, all the way up to this over here, right above 10 cents, about 0.104. Okay, that's the true range. Just that it is not as wavy as it can be. All right, looking at this over here, it is still going through the testing phase where the whales are trying to check out the last bit of paper heads. So that's why you're seeing if there are no more paper heads or very few left, there's not much it will do in terms of those wavy action. Now let's get to Casper before we compare the Wyckoff of the three. So sideways trend continues. We already talked about this 0.0028 is the support, at least for the short term. It has been staying above this line since the beginning of February. And definitely it is going to continue to test it given the situation around the world. But if no more people are going to sell, this is where it is going to finish the test. But it is still too early to tell, right? It is at the very, very, very low, all-time low range. And the trading range is from this point, 0.0028, all the way. Well, we see this happened, but a safer bet, looking at this, is the 0.0042. Okay, these two lines is the range. If no good news come in for Casper, the range would be this. Okay, remember I said, whenever I draw these channels, there are three lines. These are the actual three lines for this trading range. The ceiling, the bottom, and then the center line. All right, so that's how I see it for Casper. Still sideways range bound. And now let's get to the point of course, the sideways made based on the assumption nothing worse than the Middle East war and private credit risk, all that doesn't decay even further. If it does, the all-time low exploration may have a new page. So now let's get to the bigger picture, the Wyckoff stages of all the three projects. Hedera, still early in the accumulation cycle. Okay, it has gone through the selling panic over period. Now stepping into the further deeper test period, we are looking to see the sign of strength to come in. For that to happen, the price has to challenge the 0.129 key level, and there has to be sustained volume. Okay, higher than average volume. Like, imagine this is your fuel level. You're driving a car. You need to see the fuel tank, the needle going higher. Okay. The next one, Casper. How does it look like? Where it is? It's way deeper into the accumulation compared to Hedera. Okay. Again, same thing. We have to see something like this happen. Much like what happened back in May last year. Okay, we're getting into the 1 year mark after the last little spike over there. Okay, but then quickly retreated. We want to see something that lasts longer, so there is a chance for Casper to come back to show us these previous peaks. But I mentioned the cruel truth in quite a number of sessions. Some projects just won't come back. You have to pay close attention as to whether the project is still delivering things, is still having business partnerships, still having adoption. If those things are dying down as well, that's not a good sign, because if it even comes back, the peak may just be lower and lower like this. For Casper, it also has a declining trend. All right. So if we want it to stay kind of flat, retesting the 0.055 level, those activities better be staying healthy and having a lot of community support. XDC, same, early stage, like Hedera. So I'm not going to repeat. We want to see automatic rally, sign of strength, expect what has to come before the big news, good news come in. If good news line up for a couple of months in the foreseeable future, the whales are more than happy to let the price shoot higher. It doesn't have to be as high as the previous, like I said. If there are more options, more competition, obviously the peak would be lower for most of the altcoins across the board. And if you're interested to access these sessions 2 days earlier, like the current channel members, join the channel membership now. Remember, the dashboards that help you avoid FOMO and panic is available on Substack for free at the moment. The handle is SLS. See you in the next video. Thank you.